Number 11. Let's simplify cosine of 2/3 pi and then sine of 9/4 pi. And I'm going to draw myself just a little unit circle here to help me out. The cosine of 2/3 pi, first of all, you can't see me, but I have my hand out for pi over 3, so I'm going to look at the bottom one is 0, pi over 6, pi over 4, pi over 3, so I have my index finger in. Cosine is the one on the top, so I know it's going to be 1/2 for sure. And then I just need to figure out what 2/3 is. I know pi is right over here, so 2/3 is going to be a little bit before that. And cosine, which is an x value, is negative over there. So this will be negative 1/2. All right, the next one, I see a 4th. So again, I've got my hand out, my pinky is 0, then pi over 6, pi over 4, so my middle finger is going in, and sine is what's on the bottom, so it's going to be the square root of 2 over 2. And I just need to figure out, will that be positive or negative? So 9/4 pi, we need to figure out what that is. That actually would be equivalent to 2 1/4 pi, which means I'm going to have to go all the way around and then another 4th, which would bring me about right here. Sine is the y value, and the y value in this quadrant is positive, so that would be the answer for that one. Number 12, simplify 100 to the 3/2. All right, hopefully you are familiar with the first thing. We're going to do the root, so this is going to be the square root of 100, and then when I'm done with that, we will cube it. So the square root of 100 is 10, and then we'll cube it. 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000. Okay, number 13, expand 2x minus 5 to the 5th power. I'm definitely going to make use of Pascal's triangle on this one. If you recall, if it's to a 5th power, our coefficients are going to be 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. And now I'm going to start with the 2x with the highest power and then moving along here. So 2x to the 5th, 2x to the 4th, 2x cubed, 2x squared, 2x, and then it drops out. And notice I did put those in parentheses because it's the quantity that's being taken to the power. And then I'm going to take the negative 5, starting with the 5th, so negative 5 to the 5th, negative 5 to the 4th, negative 5 to the 3rd, negative 5 to the 2nd, negative 5, and then it drops out. All these for right now are going to get plus signs in between. And now we just get to figure this all out. Okay, 2x to the 5th. You have to take both parts to the 5th power. So 2 to the 5th is 32, and then we have x to the 5th, and then plus, right here. 2 to the 4th is 16. So we're going to have 5 times 16 times negative 5, which is going to be minus, that's a minus sign, minus 400, and then we'll have x to the 4th. All right, the next one, 2 cubed is 8. Negative 5 squared is 25, so we're actually going to have 10 times 8 times 25. That's going to give me a positive 2,000, and then my variable will be x to the 3rd. And then this next one, 2 squared is 4. Negative 5 to the 3rd is negative 125. So if I take 10 times 4 times negative 125, I'll get negative 5,000, and then my powers will be x to the 2nd. And then the next one, I just need to do negative 5 to the 4th power, which I think as 625. Okay, 5 times 2 times 625 is positive 6,250, and then we've got an x hanging on there. And then the last one, negative 5 to the 5th power, is negative 3,125. So although that looks awful and messy, that is exactly what I'll get. All right, number 14. If f of x equals 2x squared plus x minus 13, find f of x plus delta x minus f of x all over delta x. So remember, this is what we're working with here. So if I want to find f of x plus delta x, I need to take this x plus delta x and put it in wherever I see an x in this equation. So I'm going to have a 2, and then instead of the x, we'll put x plus delta x squared, and then plus, instead of the x, we'll put x plus delta x, and then we have minus 13. So that took care of that part of the problem. And then it says minus f of x. Well, we know that f of x is equal to 2x squared plus x minus 13. I am going to put that in parentheses, so now we're done with that part. And then it's all divided by delta x. All right, so now we're going to have 2, and then in parentheses, if you either use Pascal's triangle for this one, or you just write it twice and FOIL it, you are going to get x squared plus 2x delta x plus delta x squared, and then we still have plus x plus delta x minus 13. This negative is going to distribute to all three parts, so we're going to have negative 2x squared minus x plus 13. It's still all over delta x. Now let's get rid of the parentheses. So we're going to have 2x squared plus 4x delta x plus 2 delta x squared plus x plus delta x minus 13 minus 2x squared minus x plus 13, still all over delta x. Now let's see what we can cancel. The 2x squareds will cancel, the x's will cancel, and the 13's will cancel, so I'm left with 4x delta x plus 2 delta x squared plus delta x. It's still all over delta x. I do notice I can factor delta x out of the numerator, so I will do that. I'll get 4x plus 2 delta x plus 1. Notice I am going to get plus 1 because we're actually dividing it out of it, so delta x divided by delta x is 1. It doesn't just disappear. And then all over delta x, my delta x's cancel, so my final answer is 4x plus 2 delta x plus 1. And there we go.